Howdy, howdy, howdy. Here we are on another Thursday night. It's rainy here for me. Got one of those hurricanes coming through right now, whichever one it is that hit Texas and all that, I don't know. Well, let's see. We got Rob, why you run naked for, and Adrian Gaston. How you doing? Michael, how's it going? We got Mr. Dan in the panel tonight. This is his first time here, so
hello,
howdy.
hello.
Welcome.
And we got Mr. Ralph. Let's see if I got everything running right. Looks like it. Oh. Might help if I put a microphone down here where everybody can hear me a lot better.
It works better that way.
What do you mean you found us? Dave, BNSF. The same place we've always been. I'm not there. Business call. William A., how you doing? Alrighty. All right. Well, this will be the last show this month for us, or for my show. Next week on September the 30th will be Who's Big Bill Talking To. And then October 3rd will be Small Layouts, Big Opportunities. That'll be their third show. I believe Scott Thornton will be coming back with them on that one too. So, and they'll have another special guest. So, it's getting interesting.
It is.
Oh, Dave, yeah, I did. I turned the stream on. I don't know, about 5 minutes before showtime. The way YouTube's been throwing me curveballs lately, I figured I'd run a quick stream just to make sure everything's going to go live, and also it gives you guys notifications that the show's about to start. So that first one's just a shorty. Or for you non-like-minded people, it was a quickie. So how you been doing, Dan?
I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to get into all the reason I wanted to finally join was trying to get into videos and that sort of thing in the online community and try and connect more than instead of being such a lone modeler. So,
okay. Lone wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, got any video questions? Don't ask us.
I don't think I'm ready for the live stream and stuff yet. I can barely put out a video, so
Well, hey,
it'll get there.
it gets easier. Just keep plugging at it. Y'all seen some of our first shows. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, looks like it's going to be one of those nights. My stream is going to be up and down. All right, we'll just plug through it, see what we can get done.
Blame it on the weather.
Yeah. I mean, we're not having any bad storms that I know of. By the time the storms from Texas get here, they pretty well weakened. Yeah, Crazy Joe. I'm a lone wolf biker, but not a lone wolf mile railroader. Uh-oh. We lost Dan. There he is.
You were saying?
Playing with the buttons. Well, you may, for any video, just have fun making it. Not quite understand that, Crazy Joe, but no, we don't need you to go. We'd like for you to stay. And Adrian's asking Ralph, what are you sanding on?
Oh my goodness. Hang on a second, I'll show you. I've been working on this for 2 days. It's my new diorama that I'm playing around with. Has nothing to do with railroading. Just let me get this last piece glued in. Canopy glue, guys. Canopy glue is the savior.
So what is canopy glue? What is the difference from other glues?
Canopy glue is the same as PVA glue or similar, but the working time is a lot quicker. So, like, I just glued these pieces in, and in probably about 3-4 minutes, I'll be able to cut or sand the ends off, because it's and this is wood. If you're doing wood structures, laser cut kits, PVA is great stuff to do. Anyway, this is going to be a diorama. This is a barn scene in 1/24 scale. So I'm doing all the wood right now.
Okay.
So I have to finish it here and then put the strips in here going the opposite way. And it's going to get weathered like crazy. So this will be part of my weathering show too. In the barn, it's hopefully I can get it to look like an abandoned barn. And in the abandoned barn, there's a car find, and the car will be right in here. And along with the car, I don't know whether the guys have seen it. I have the 1941 Coca-Cola cooler and the oil drum that I scratch built. They're going to go in there as well. A few other little goodies. Okay. Come on, open up.
Well, while you're doing that, while you run Naked 4, has anyone had experience with using real mosses and other real plant in HO scale?
Mosses. The only one that Andy and I have made reference to is what they call pot toppers. You get them in places like Michael's and so on, that you can get this thing. I guess it's round or square, and it fits on top of a planted pot or a fake ornament decoration to make it look a little bit more real. Anyway, that's what's going to go inside the barn as well. I have Coke bottles to go in there as well. I even have one that I haven't done yet. It's a Jack Daniels crate with the Jack Daniels bottles.
Oh.
Thank God it's 1/24 scale, because the decals that they have for the bottles are tiny.
Yeah. Let's see, who was it? Oh, Crazy Joe said you need to add some rats.
Oh, there's all kinds of neat little things are going to go in there. My pit bull that's pissing on probably on a wheel, he'll be in there.
You making another one, or you're not taking one off the other one, are you?
No, I'm making another one.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of things I have to do. I want to make one of those, the two-man lumberjack saw, the ones
Yeah.
you had the handle and you had the guy at the other end.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut out the saw out of acetate and glue on some handles and hang that on a wall.
Oh, okay.
along with some what do they call them, bridles for a horse. I'll make those up out of I don't know, some foil that's wrapped around a champagne bottle or whatever. Every time we have something that has that sort of top on it, I always save the top, because you can cut it and make things with them.
Adrian's asking, how many people have gone broke from ordering railroad stuff off eBay?
Good question.
Yeah.
I stopped ordering from eBay.
So what scale you maul, Dan?
I'm moving to HO scale. I started with N scale because so what I'm doing now is I'm trying to do switching layout, because I'm sick of those cards going in a circle. So it's time. So I started with 2 modules to make it 8 feet, and so I'm going to do a switching module. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to get 5 pieces of track to cross over the modules.
Oh, that's simple.
Re-railers.
Don't.
Re-railers. Put them down across both modules and then saw them down the line of the modules. I see them do that to train shows all the time. Makes life a little easier. Train hits the re-railer while it's transitioning from one to the other. Guy helps you keep everything on track.
That one I haven't heard of, so I definitely have to look at that.
Now, the modules that you're putting together, they're going to be put together permanently? And only modules for moving or for taking to shows?
Right now, it would just be for me to move them where I need to move them. So I wanted to design them so that I could put them on a wall and have them bracket on a wall if I'm going to finally find a place where I'm going to have room to just expand it.
Yep.
So that's the goal. So right now it's just the 2 modules, and I just have C-clamps. I tried, so I'm, the whole thing with the measuring and the cutting, I'm not very good at it. So I've had to, I cut holes for wires and for bolts in the sides, in 4 sides for the modules. And I cut them together and they still don't go together straight. So C-clamps are amazing. You can make them straight that way. So that's what I settled on.
Okay.
All right. Now that you got them clamped together, lined up and everything, take your drill and drill 2 holes at least. 3
for
would
your anchor
probably be
bolts
better. Through the boards where the 2 modules come together, and stick a dowel through there. That'll give you a true alignment pin. and only glue the dial on one module.
Okay.
If you're using 3, glue 2 of the dials on one module,
On one side.
and the
Yeah.
third one, glue it to the other module.
That makes sense.
Wicked Insanity just popped in saying hello. Who else? Oh, Brad Anderson. He's popped in. Hey, Brad. Kyle
Must have just got home from work.
All right, we got a few people in here now. Possum. How you?
Fellows and fellowettes. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right, here's a question for everybody I thought of today. Since all this has been going on, we don't have it. I just read You Run Naked is hoping that shows will start back next year. And we got Brad Anderson in here in the chat. So, what have y'all thought about Al Marty and all of them who put together the Mall Railroad X virtual shows this year? I think got one, what, last Saturday or is it this Saturday, Ralph?
I think it's this Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
Another 12-hour thing.
All right, John, you have a good one.
NMRAX. Yep. And the nice part of it is you don't have to be an NMRA member to watch it.
Yeah.
That's how I got into the NMRA. Is started with an NMRAX and somehow convinced myself to be a good idea to join.
Oh, okay.
So
you're just a newbie to the NMRA.
Yes.
Good man.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, Ari just came in.
All you had to do was come here. Join us on our nightly chats, and there's always some kind of conversation going on about something.
Yeah, you got any questions, that's the place to ask them because you get real-time answers right then. You don't have to wait around. See, Jason popped in, but he shot off to the side over here. How you doing, Jason?
Oh, doing all right.
Okay, you got your microphone working.
There he is.
Yeah.
And moved to a different part of the room.
I was just gonna say he's got himself all switched around. He's got
A little bit.
Computer set up there, workbench over here.
Yep.
Shelving behind him. He's got everything.
And there's going to be shelving right here too.
Perfect.
I just got to build it.
Just got to build it.
Yep.
Okay.
Then as soon as I get the shelving done, I'll be able to have my camera shooting down on the
workbench.
Yep.
Right on. Cool.
And then possibly another computer.
Another computer.
Yeah, it'll be
one for the workbench, one for the
my
computer
photos.
bench.
Yeah, computer.
You just gonna buy a retail computer?
Yeah, just some type of desktop.
Cheapy.
Why don't
Yep.
you build
One for JMRI, one for his photos.
Yeah. Yep. I'm thinking about getting a Pentium 5 or maybe a 7. Depends on how much they cost.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay with the i5.
i5 or
Go with an i5.
or i7.
Go with an i5 around about 3 to 3.3 megahertz. Because my work computer over here is an i5. I think it's 3.1 megahertz. That's the one I was doing all these shows with. My new one over here that I built strictly for shows. That's an
Yep.
i5 too, because spent a little time with Andy and a couple other friends that know a lot more about it than I do. And actually, an i5 is a very good workhorse. The i7s and all just give you stuff that you're not going to be using. So, no need of putting that extra money in.
Well, the 7, that'll be for a lot of my photos and all that, probably.
i5 will still do the same thing.
No.
Yep.
I got an i5 on this laptop here.
Yeah. And, I mean, I took that extra money and just stuck it in memory. That's where you need it,
Yep.
is for the memory.
Yeah.
And go with the highest speed memory you can, for what you got. That's what I did. Because this new machine, I don't have any mechanical drives. It's all SSDs. Well, I say D's, but it's
Yeah.
only one. I got an M.2 card stuck in it right now. I've finally found my other SSD drive. I'll put it in there, but that's just to back everything up to, back all the shows up to.
Yeah.
So I'm not loading the M.2 card up. That's got, all my boot drive and everything on it too. So,
Yeah.
Randall Edison, I think you just popped in. I remember seeing you earlier. Oh yeah, Brad Anderson said Mile Railroad Down Under this Saturday will be live again.
There you go. That's another one. Yep. So Dan, are you a DCC guy or a DC guy?
DCC.
Good man.
I actually started DC just because that's what I got. Everything is about just what I got, and eventually I went to the NCE system.
Right. It's a good system. Man, I didn't think working with this wood, I didn't realize how much dust it puts out.
Yeah.
What kind of wood is it?
Pine.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I got that scroll saw, I've had to go out and get me one of those air cleaners you see in workshops hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hang it from the ceiling here in the house, but I got a table I'm going to build for it and just set it up on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as big as it is, according to the stats on it, it will, how do they phrase it? They'll turn the basement over twice.
Okay.
That's on low.
So the CFM is pretty good.
Yeah, it's at low speed. It'll cycle the basement 2 times in an hour. Then you got 3 speeds: slow, medium, and fast. Each one gives you more turnaround time.
Right.
Even on that scroll saw, I don't get a whole lot of chips. I get a lot of powder out of it.
Oh yeah. Those blades do a nice job of turning wood into powder or dust.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ari said I'm going broke, but it's not because of trains. My wife is buying baby clothes and things to get ready for the holidays. He says I need
Yeah.
more paint and styrene to finish up some of the buildings.
So Ari, whose idea was it to have the baby? Your baby's going to compete with you for your railroad.
Oh yeah.
But that's okay. It's all worth it in the end.
All right, Randall said he just saw on Scale Train's website that they are going to be doing the BNSF 25th anniversary locomotives. He said he believed that they said they were doing 9 of the 10 units.
The BNSF.
Yeah, I think they announced it like 2 or 3 days ago, I think.
Yeah, that's part of the year when I was working. I was glad to see coming. I got a few holidays in there. I got some time off. Adrian said, "Yep, dates and women cost money. I'd rather keep the cash in my pocket while building my railroad."
Yeah, I kind of had that same sort of feeling. Why waste the money, right? When you can spend it on trains.
Yeah.
But then you end up seeing these things on pictures on Facebook. There's a guy getting out of his car, and the Grim Reaper's standing there waiting for him. And he says, "Guess what? You just had a parcel delivered at home. Do you want to call your wife or do you want to come with me now?"
Yeah. I don't get no ideas. I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Now Johnny's playing with buttons.
Yep.
No, I just turned the camera off. Go. I can't sit as long as I used to.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think all of us are getting that way.
Yeah, I've had a bad muscle cramp in my back for up near my left shoulder for 3 days now. Tonight's the first
Ouch.
time it's actually been calm.
Mhm. Yeah, with me being standing on concrete for work, it's not good. There's been nights I just cannot sleep well.
Yeah. CDP 1965. How you doing? Looks like he just popped in, or at least I just now saw him in the chat. This thing can roll pretty fast sometimes.
35, he says 35 years with my wife. So now she hangs up and says, "Go get the parcel." Yeah, since I started doing this weathering stuff, 10 years ago, we go out in the car now, and if we go under a bridge that has trains on it, my wife is pointing out the weathered cars to me. Oh, look at that one. That one's nicely weathered.
Well, I see the professor's in here. Hadn't seen you in a while, Professor.
Hey, Andy's not in here.
No, you're right. I just sent him a message. He hasn't responded yet. Maybe he doesn't want to be. I don't know.
I didn't want to run the prof off.
Oh, Dan says he's going to join us in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So you gonna have any industries on your switching layout, Dan?
Yeah, it's all just based on a layout I found online, based on Fergus Falls, Minnesota. So there's a concrete plant in there, and a co-op. There's a couple of places, but I don't plan. I really want to do the operations, so I don't plan on actually building anything until I've got operations down and got that successful. So that's really my goal. So I already basically finished those. They're all cardboard. And
Okay.
so they're just flat cardboard just to be in the spots where the set outs.
Placekeepers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, the prof is a pop question. To me, is spray paint over Rust-Oleum spray. Would you expect it to me to craze? That would be for you, Ralph.
Say that again. Pop question. To me, is spray paint over Rust-Oleum spray. To me, a spray paint. I stay away from it because if you spray it too heavy, it crazes or cracks. I don't think it'll craze, but it might shrink and crack. The thing about Tamiya paints in spray cans, you have to do multiple very light coats and give it a chance to dry between. The jar paints that you like this work the best, and the flat coats. On Rust-Oleum when okay, Prof, what are you putting it on? Why do you want to spray Tamiya paint over Rust-Oleum? What is the Rust-Oleum supposed to represent? When I do my weathering, I do my the fuel tanks and the truck side frames with Rust-Oleum camo, chocolate brown or dark brown. And then on top of that, I use watercolor gouaches. It's like in a tube like toothpaste. And that's how I weather my trucks. But I don't normally put paint over the Rust-Oleum. Two colors. Tight color matching of prototype. I can't see how the Tamiya paint over your Rust-Oleum is going to give you a color you're looking for. Color mixing just didn't get me there. With a brush. No, use an airbrush. Don't use a brush. Won't use spray paints on my models of any kind. Interesting. Tamiya Fine Primer Base, then Rust-Oleum, then Mask Tamiya Sections. The primers that I used to use, I now use a product called Stynylrez for primer. I don't know where the bottle is now. But the product I used to use prior to that was automotive primers. You get it in gray, black, and boxcar red. I think you can get it in white too now.
Yeah.
But those are the primers that I used to use for everything I needed primed. And because they're automotive primers, you can get, there's two kinds you can get. There's one, it's called etching primer, which sort of bites into the plastic and stays better. The other one is called a sandable primer. And it, once you've sprayed it on, you can see where some errors are, and you can lightly sand it out and then just a light finish coat and do whatever color you want on it. Prof says, test it on foam core before applying to model. Haven't applied to me a spray yet. Has it crazed on the foam core? Yeah, because you sprayed it too heavy.
There you are.
Yeah, the Tamiya paint, you seriously have to do it in very, very light coats. Otherwise, it will craze. And foam core is the last place I'd be spraying it. I'd be spraying it on a piece of wood or a piece of plastic, or I save all the blister packs that I get products in, so that I have the clear acetate, and I can spray on that because it's a styrene, so you know if it's going to be affected with the paints you're using, and then if it affects that, it's going to affect your model.
Hey, Ralph, can I comment on something?
Certainly.
To the gentleman that said he would not spray paint anything with rattle can, this is all done with rattle can. This is royal, no, it's navy blue, and it's very close to my Athearn blues. And I got a good result out of it. And this is actually based off of a prototype, except for the Operation Lifesaver decal that I've got spray painted right here. Other than that, it's
Deco.
Yeah. But other than that, it's exact.
There are some paints. I mean, if you have an airbrush and you're looking for railroad colors, the one that has the most colors available is Badger, believe it or not. And their paints, they come in fairly, where are we? Badger. I don't have the bottle here now. But anyway, they come in little ounce bottles, 1.5 ounce bottles, and they're ready to spray it out of the airbrush. And like I was saying, the primer that I'm using now is called Stynylrez, and you spray it through your airbrush as well. I have 3 colors. I think it comes in, they have 12 colors. It's also made by Badger, but it's nothing like their regular paints. Stynylrez. STYNYLREZ, whatever you want to say. So there's gray, there's black, and I have the white. I don't have the red, and I don't have any of the other colors. I wish I did. And I believe you can get these off of Amazon too.
Yeah, Prof said that he's matching a pair of Chevy 1986 red colors for a HO vehicle.
Well, I don't know. He's in. The prof's in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if they have those automotive stores like we have here, where you can buy the little spray cans of automotive paint colors.
Sure they do.
And they have them in the old colors, but problem is they are a lacquer, so you have to be careful how you spray them. And it's best to get an automotive primer and put that on in light coats until you get a good solid base, and then you can put your color on and put it on the same way at first, light coats. Then your last coat is a wet coat.
Human City, if you can't hear Ralph, do a refresh. That may fix it, because, I mean, Ralph's coming in just fine. His audio's good here.
Do.
Hey, I mean for you to do the refresh, Ralph.
How about now? How about now?
The timing's off a little bit now.
Says there we go. Automotive paint too thick, and the Chevy colors are not available down here. Already tested. Well, you know that you can decant the paint from a spray can and spray it through an airbrush, thin it out and spray it through an airbrush. You have to be creative in this hobby.
Yeah.
One of the ways is to get one of those, the straw that has that flexible joint in it. So you tape the one end of the straw to the nozzle of your spray can here, and you then turn it down and you spray into a container. Make sure it's a tall container, because it'll want to push back up again. It's the air anyway. Or you can do the other thing and you can actually open the can.
Yeah, that gets a little dangerous.
Like I've got big cans like this of automotive paint that two of them just won't spray anymore. No matter what I do, will not spray. And one of them I've already opened. And what you do is you take a can opener and just very gently crack the lid. You know, the ones that you have the turn thing on it?
Yeah.
Most people put them on the can and cut the inside rim here, but turn it sideways. So now it's flat and you're turning it on top, and it cuts it along here. So all you have to do is just gently squeeze it so that you can. Now you're gonna ruin a can opener because you're gonna get paint on it. But once you break it and let the air out, if you put it in the fridge, it'll reduce the pressure inside the can just a little bit.
Yeah, Prof says he doesn't have an airbrush available.
What kind of modeler are you? You don't have an airbrush? Just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't have one yet, but I've been looking.
Yeah, but you've been looking. I know you have.
I have my dad's. It's about 30 years old. I'm guessing it probably doesn't work, but I gotta check it out.
Well, when you're ready to check it out, come online and we'll check it out together. I'll give you a hand. I'm still waiting for 2 airbrushes to come in the mail. But because of your slow mail down there in the U.S., I ordered some photo etched micro mesh from a company in New Mexico. I won't say the name on the air. It wasn't their fault, but they shipped it out August the 2nd. They created the label, and the post office, and when I do the tracking, it says label created August 2nd. Post office received it August 2nd. And then it went somewhere else in New Mexico, and then it went to Texas, and then it went to Los Angeles, and back to New Mexico, and back to Los Angeles. And by August the 12th, it had been to, way to go, Dan. By August the 12th, it had been to 15 different cities, still on the West Coast. I'm in Toronto, Canada. And for the whole time between August the 12th to a week ago, I had no idea where it was because tracking didn't have it anywhere past August 12th. And I just got it last week. So that's a month and a half.
Well, Ralph, they had to send it to these other places. They're trying to find somebody that had a map to see where Toronto is.
Right, right. And all it was letter size envelope.
Yeah.
Not even a package.
Well, I can order out of Canada, out of a company over in what is that? Oh, the far west side of Canada. What's that popular city over there?
Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver. Thank you. It takes 2.5 weeks to get a product from them. I mean, it only takes 3 days to go from Canada down to San Francisco. Once it hits San Francisco, I guess them people got to do their, uh, what is it,
Yep.
65 thing on that package. It takes another 2 weeks and 2 or 3 days for it to get all the way from the West Coast over here to the East Coast to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, take a look at the Bill Graham, Big Bill, sent me a locomotive from New York to Toronto. It's just up, right?
Yeah.
It went to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then it went up to Vancouver. Once it got to Canada, I had it in less than a day.
Yeah. Well, I kind of figured out from them guys to, it cost me a couple extra dollars, but don't use the mail. They got,
Use a courier?
yeah, they use UPS.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pay the extra money UPS. I got it within 6 days. So.
Well, Brian, New Jersey Brian, did some resin casting for me, and he's Bill's in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
or somewhere there on Staten Island.
Yeah.
New Jersey's not that far away.
No.
So from Brian, I got it in 3 days. From Bill, it took 3 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, John, 2618. He's been in there. I just now saw him. Damn.
So
mute your mic, dude. If you're going to tear the apartment up, this is a train show, not a demolition show.
Although we can turn it into one.
Let's not.
That's what Dan's trying to do.
I'm trying to put stuff up over here, and everything keeps falling down like crazy.
Well, you can't start with a stack small at the bottom and go big to the top. It has a balance issue.
So before I read this, it's from, we normally call it Human City,
Yeah.
right? He says, first I want to ask him, is it humanity or human city? Why is the C in brackets? That's my first question. And then the second question is, why are you coming to Toronto for luncheon meetings from New York City?
Probably because they got better food. You can't get good cannolis in New York.
Oh, no, you can in New York, for sure.
Oh, okay, this is good. Prof says Dan's having issues. Prof said, I thought it was only down here that we had inverted gravity issues. Good one, Prof.
Episode 9. I'm not sure what episode 9 is.
That's on his YouTube page.
Ah. And you know what YouTube doesn't do anymore for us? When you click on the 3 dots at the end of the person's name or comments, it doesn't give you the link to their page anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It used to.
Yeah, well, like I said, they've been changing stuff around. They're driving me nuts with this damn new studio.
Ari says he came for the poutine. You, as for my lunch meetings in Toronto, I was doing an installation. Oh, did you have a work permit?
Busted.
God, if I came down there and did work, I could get thrown in jail. The interesting part is the few times that I've been down to the U.S. and done clinics, when you cross the border, you can't tell them you're doing clinics. You're going to a train show.
Yeah.
And that's it. You tell them you're doing clinics, they won't let you in.
Really?
Yep. Guys like Fast Tracks, when he sends all his paraphernalia down for display and product for sale, he has to ship it to the hotel because he can't bring it across.
Yeah. Well, a few times I've sent anything up there to Canada's, I always mark it, what is it, a gift?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. That also keeps y'all from paying the extra tax on it, right?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
There are times when they'll pick a package and they'll open it to see what it is. And it's all based on a dollar value. So if it's less than $25, it usually goes right through, no problem.
Yeah.
So I guess since it is a modeling show, I figured I'd show everybody my current project.
A little more to your right.
I can't see. Give me 1 second. There we go.
Perfect.
So I bought these 2 log loaders because you can't get them in plastic from anybody. So I have to get them from GQ. It is Q, part of the Roadmasters editions, and they're actually quite easy to put together when you get through the first one.
Isn't there a lot of cleaning of the metal parts?
Not that much. Not
Okay.
that much at all. There's some slivers of they have
the
Britannia
mold
pewter.
lines. The mold
Yeah,
lines.
well, not really. I think it's bleeding. So when you don't put the molds right together, it bleeds out just a little bit. And these are the
mold lines.
hairline bleeding.
That's the mold line.
But yeah, they're quite clean. And I've broken the wheels off of these. They break off if you break them just right. They'll break off clean. I have no problem with them. And if anybody does HO scale, because they do have HO scale stuff, they do come with a figure.
But you're not doing HO, you're doing N scale.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more difficult.
Just a little bit.
Like when I've been doing Tom's locomotives. I'm an HO guy. I don't normally weather N scale, but I've been having fun doing his locomotives.
It's another reason I'm moving up in scale is I don't want to go to the eye doctor because they want me to get bifocals at this point.
Yeah. Well, there's a way around it.
I need a higher powered one than I have. I think at this point. I also have
one of these. It has 5 different lenses that you can pick. Works
and it looks cool too. Not like the big old things. And you got a light on there, yeah. I have 2 Roadmaster series DHQs also. What kind of paint or what do you need to do to stick the paint and keep it stay on there?
He hasn't painted them yet. If you've got automotive primer or access to automotive primer, use it. Make sure you wash them in soap and water so that if there's any mold release that you have to get off, because the paint won't stick to the mold release.
Yeah.
That's what I bought this for.
Yeah, that'll work. Krylon.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get before my glue decided to drop down.
You mean before you dropped everything?
Oh, no, just the glue. The glue
It
bounced
certainly
off
sounded like a whole bunch of stuff.
But let me show it again. I'm doing all these little grab irons for Tom's locomotives. They're already pre-drilled. I just got to put them back in and glue them from the backside. And since this is it's a Microtrains SW1500, so all they have is a little freaking light. I think it's in the rear end only. But I managed to drill out those, get them just big enough so I can put in a 402 S&D LED and then put in a pair back here as well. And they are very bright. I don't even need a jewel. It'd be nice to put a couple of them in.
So that's where canopy glue comes in.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you don't have the light pipe that goes in there, you fill the hole with canopy glue, it dries clear. And it diffuses the light slightly, so it makes it look more realistic. Does a great job. It's actually, this was designed for the guys who do model airplanes. That's why it's called canopy glue. They use it to glue canopies to the models, so you don't see the glue. It doesn't craze the plastic.
Yeah, I got the one. I just bought this one from Evergreen. And
Now
it's that
everybody's
stuff.
coming out with it. Is it Formula 560?
Does not say. It says it just dries clear and flexible. It's water-based.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't say what type it is. Just says it's a adhesive.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Prof said for your next trick, try adding the entire SP light pack to a MT N-scale SW1500. I knew I was
Prof,
going to regret saying that.
Prof, why did you have to say that? Why? Why did you have to say that?
Believe it or not, I do have an SP light package for a SD40-2 for an SP for N-scale.
All right, Prof's pop quiz again. Compare
Okay.
canopy glue to micro crystal clear.
Same.
Well,
Same.
that was quick.
It's just canopy glue is cheaper, and it's exactly the same.
That is the cluster
Yeah.
for the SP. It takes a little bit to drill all those little things out and put a. I've got the ditch lights. This company is well out of business, but I've been successfully able to do ditch lights with theirs by drilling out the light where the jewel would go, and actually physically put in the LED without ruining the casting. Because once you ruin the casting, it's over. You can't go on.
John 26:18 says, I find the microscale to be thicker, but still clear. The micro clear was originally designed to fill in windows so that you had a clear opening, or like you create window glass with it, but it is thick. So is canopy glue. Mind you, if you have canopy glue long enough, it goes real watery.
All right.
It's still good, but
Yeah. Well, we run into the 1 hour mark here.
yep.
Let's see. Prof said must be something down here. They didn't act the same. Canopy glue acts a lot thicker and does not dry as clear.
Okay. Prof, one last question. Can you get weld bond down under? Weld bond. That stuff is almost the same as canopy glue. It dries clear. And it's a PVA glue. That's what you're looking for, a PVA glue.
Prof said MKK seems to work fine down here. Canopy glue, not so much.
I don't know MKK. Oh, the microscale crystal clear. Okay. I hate acronyms.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, tell you what, we done hit the 1 hour mark.
Okay. I'm going to say goodbye early. I got to go give medication to my pets. So I shall see you guys on the flip side.
All right, Ralph, have a good one. All
Be
right,
safe.
just a reminder, next week on the 30th be the last show of the month. That's Who's Big Bill Talking To. And then October the 3rd will be a Saturday. That will be small layouts, big opportunities. So definitely don't want to miss those. I believe Scott Thornton is going to be back, and they're also going to have another guest that they did not and would not reveal at the time. So anyway, have to tune in. Don't forget, all shows are at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, so adjust your time zones for when the show will be actually airing in your area. And with that said, y'all have a good weekend. Be safe, and we shall